Well, interestingly, the dynamic of that fight and pre-fight has been put in a different spotlight now because of drug tests that were taken and drips. And tell us what's going on there, Devin.
There's a simmering drug scandal, I think. And if it blows up, it's going to ruin the reputation of boxing worldwide. It's been a long time thought that boxers are juicing and taking PEDs, and many of them have been busted. Our very own White Buffalo, Francois Botha, got busted back in 1995 for anabolic steroids against Axel Schultz. He was stripped of his IBF world title. Floyd Mayweather, after his weigh-in against Pacquiao, the day before the fight, was at home when the USADA officials knocked on his door to come and draw a random blood and urine sample, which they were perfectly within their rights to do. However, they saw evidence of Mayweather being hooked up to an intravenous drip. And Mayweather's medical team disclosed to the USADA officials that it was a mixture of saline, minerals in one mixture, and then the other mixture was saline and vitamin C. Now, you are allowed to inject yourself with minerals, a certain amount, I think it's 50 milliliters every 6 hours of the USADA rules. But USADA clearly states that you're not allowed to hook yourself up to an IV drip. An IV drip can be used to dilute or mask substances that may already be in your system. So here Mayweather is chilling in the mansion at home, not in a medical facility, out of the public eye, and he's hooked up to an IV drip, which is not allowed by their own USADA rules that he adopted as their official drug authority who was going to test both him and Pacquiao. The problem was that USADA never disclosed that to the Nevada State Athletic Commission until 20 days after the fight had already passed. So they knew it happened. They didn't tell anybody about it. The Nevada State Athletic Commission didn't know anything about it. Thomas Hauser is a boxing writer who has opened the lid on this. He's the one who wrote the article. It's about a 12-page article. It's an absolutely scintillating read. Firstly, it's very well written. Thomas Hauser is a Pulitzer-nominated winner. And, well, he wasn't a winner, he was nominated, sorry. But he's a very well-respected boxing writer around the world. He's written numerous Muhammad Ali books and articles and covered many, many boxers' careers. So this isn't a guy that is just some flash-in-the-pan writer. This is a very, very high-level boxing writer that it's coming from. So where there's smoke, there's fire. And, you know, things in sports that taught me not to believe anything. Lance Armstrong, 7 years, he had everybody on the guess as to what his secret was to his success. And to a lesser extent, Tiger Woods. So I'll never really believe anything that goes on. And I kind of agree that, why are you hiding, Floyd? What are you hiding? There's something going on behind the scenes here. And I think it's coming.
So do you think there will be a confession of sorts? I mean, how can they prove that drugs were taken? And I mean, how's Pacquiao responded to this?
Pacquiao obviously has leapt to this as a reason why he lost.
Because he was accused by Mayweather at one stage of taking drugs.
He was. And you know, the thing is that Pacquiao is going to be careful what he says, because he was being trained with a guy called Alex Ariza, who's had a very blotchy past in terms of people that he's trained who have used and been busted for drugs. And a lot of people think, you know, in boxing, you can't become bigger, stronger, and older all at the same time. And these guys are getting better and doing things that their body shouldn't be doing at an age when they should be winding down and starting to get slower. So I think Pacquiao is going to be careful what he says, because I think if anyone's going to be guilty, it's going to be Pacquiao as well. Because I don't necessarily believe that he's been as clean as what everyone thinks he has. Because, you know, the problem is, in Mayweather's case specifically, he announces a fight 5 or 6 weeks out from the date, which means that the testing only starts 5 or 6 weeks out from the fight. From his last fight to when the fight is announced, he can do whatever he wants. And he can generally rely on the fact that his body is going to be clean by the time he gets his first blood and urine sample test being done. Things like EPO, those kind of drugs that heal a body and put it together again at an age when healing is supposed to take a lot longer. So, I don't know. I think there's a scandal that's brewing, and I think it's going to start to unravel now after Mayweather's fight. And, you know, conspiracy theorists, why does he decide to retire on 49-0? Maybe he's guilty of something. Maybe he's trying to hide away. Maybe he's trying to get that quick escape. Who knows? But it's a big story, and it's definitely going to unravel soon enough.
Okay, well, we'll watch the wires. Thanks very much, Devin.
Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers.